House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 6 preview breakdown. Let's go. Right, so we're clearly going straight from Episode 5 straight into Episode 6 around Jason Rhaenyra's plan for others or lost Targaryens to claim a dragon. And it was Ulf in Episode 3, I think, said around about the dragon seeds. Now, this is the start of where I think Team Black's storyline, Rhaenyra's storyline, is going to flourish. We've had a lot of Team Green early in Season 2 and midway into Season 2. I think for the remainder of Season 2, this is the big storyline for Rhaenyra now. Getting these people, uncovering them, and getting them onto Dragonback, and hopefully seeing how they can support her to win this war. It's clearly a dangerous task. It's clearly never been done before, because dragons have always had enough legitimate Targaryens about in order to fly them. So it's clearly something new, and people need to be aware of the consequences. Okay, not much going on here with these scenes. If Daemon prevails in the Riverlands, I no longer have the numbers to challenge him. Well, that's quite ironic, really, because what we've just seen from Episode 5 is now I'm unsure as to where Daemon stands with the Blackwoods, with the Brackens. He hasn't got an army yet. Yes, he's probably got the odd castle here and there in and around Harrenhal to call on the banners for, but what we saw in Episode 5 as kind of threw a massive spanner in the works with Daemon's numbers. So it's unclear as to whether Daemon's going to have the numbers to challenge Criston Cole for another big fight, potentially at the end of this season. Oh, that's a banger line from Aemon. My uncle is a challenge I welcome. And honestly, that is the showdown everyone is waiting for between Aemon and Daemon. Now, book fans will know what goes on there, and it is fucking epic. But show-only fans, this is what everyone is waiting for. Now, I don't think anything is going to happen in Season 2. I think we're going to have to wait till Season 3 or Season 4 for that to happen, despite them being relatively close to one another. Harrenhal isn't that far away from King's Landing, mind you. Just want to go back there to that shot. No, that's Harrenhal. And you got Redneck Lomboy, my beautiful Caraxes, looking excellent as always. Oh, so Aemond has now gone to console, I imagine. Console Aegon, and he's alive, which is good to see. But he's clearly kind of stirring the pot even more and wants to put the knife in even more into Aegon to say, I've got this, brother. So Alicent clearly understands that Aemon is very angry about things that have happened in his past, and I guess this is why he feels a sense of he wants to now take control and get revenge, maybe, against his enemies and even his family and some of his friends. And I think she's trying to calm him down, but he's off. He will snowball now into the most dangerous character in House of the Dragon we've seen so far. And I'm all for it. I am loving Aemon this season. I think he is probably the best character on Team Green. Right, so Rhaenyra going on to Syrax, going on to Syrax on Dragonback. I wonder where she's going, actually. Maybe it's to meet face-to-face with a Dragon Rider who we saw on the opening trailer for Season 2 when she was on the beach and there's dragon versus dragon staring down at each other, and we get that shot of Rhaenyra kind of looking puzzled as to who is this person on this dragon. So maybe she's flying out to do that. Interesting to see we've got her with a sword there, and I think it has been hinted earlier in this season that Daemon has taught her to use a sword, and she has hinted that a few times around references about swords and halts and the ability to use a sword in battle. So maybe we see more warrior Rhaenyra. I don't want that, because I think she should be purely used as a political tool and not as a warrior. I don't want her going down the Galadriel route that we got in Lord of the Rings of Power. So we've got the Lannister army in full swing there. and Jace doubting himself that they don't think they're going to match the strength of the Green Armies, because we've got Jason Lannister bringing Tyrion Lannister and the Lannister army to what I imagine is either King's Landing or Rook's Rest, or one of the other captured kingdoms, that they're castles that they've got, and they're building to another war like we saw in episode 4. So I guess what Rhaenyra is saying here is I must now proceed as if I stand alone. I think this is standing alone with Daemon. I stand alone to Daemon now. We are two separate entities fighting two separate wars with two separate agendas. And I think that's fair. I think it's been long enough to understand, or for her to grasp, what Daemon's motivations are and what he wants, and to figure out that he wants it for himself, which again is a kind of change from the books, I think. And I don't think they needed to have done this. I think they could have just sent Daemon to Harrenhal to fight for Rhaenyra's cause. And maybe we do get that turn of events where he does go back to Rhaenyra's side and he revokes his challenge for the throne. Or we get Corlys with, I can see the pin as well. So we get Corlys's first outing as Hand of the Queen there, looking absolutely badass with the painted table on fire. Pretty good going. More emotion there from Rhaena, and then we're back to what looks like King's Landing, I think. More as well, we've also got more political unrest within Rhaenyra's council, which actually makes me believe when she says she must fight this war alone, it may mean that she's completely decimated and stripped away her council. All of these advisors have now gone, and she just wants Corlys, Mysaria, and her family next to her. None of these other councils, none of these other people she wants sitting at her painted table. She just wants close family and blood. Those are the ones that she can trust. More shots of Daemon. Now, this is the political unrest that it's been building to. Why Helaena and Alicent are alone. Oh no, I can see the Kingsguard actually in the background. But this is the social unrest that we've been leading to. And it could be a number of things. It could be that they found out about Aegon. It could be that they found out about Aemond now ruling. It could be that they aren't happy that the gates are closed. It could be the blockade. It could be something new. This is what is going to happen, though, and I love that they've introduced this in a more prominent fashion this season. The opinion, the perspective of the common folk, of the small folk, because I don't think we got that enough in Game of Thrones. Oh, that's a great shot as well, just showing them really wrestling with the rest of the common folk. And you can see the Kingsguard in the background. Now, what I imagine is these Kingsguard are going to be the ones that Aegon appointed, his mates, basically. They're all bumbling fools, so they're not going to have a clue on how to protect Alicent and Helaena. So now we get this interesting shot with Rhaenyra. And a dragon growls. Now, this looks like a new dragon. I believe that is VERMINTHOR. Now, we saw VERMINTHOR at the end of Season 1. This was the dragon, I believe, that Daemon was singing to. And it's great that we're getting VERMINTHOR brought into the story, because this is the dragon to challenge Aemond and Vhagar. If you enjoyed the content, consider dropping a like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.